Hello everybody, it's EP Sports and we're back here with another video on NHL 17. And as you can see by the title of this video, this is going to be episode 0 of the NHL season shootout series, because in this episode we are going to review over all the games that were played in the live streams that I did. So yeah, just to get an episode out there for you guys. So yeah, I'm playing some NHL 17 and I have some gameplay in the background, a computer versus computer between Montreal Canadiens and Boston Bruins, a rivalry matchup. So yeah, I don't know how long this is going to take, so I'm kind of just going to let the game play out, and I'm just going to tell you the scores of what happened. So yeah, the season started off with a Ottawa Senators win. The first game was an Ottawa Senators win, and they defeated the Toronto Maple Leafs at their own home. And then the next matchup that I will go on to is the St. Louis Blues and the Chicago Blackhawks. And the Blackhawks were able to take a victory over that. So yeah, this probably won't be a very long video. This is just probably going to be like a quick video just to review over the games that were played. And after that, we had the Flames versus the Oilers, and the Calgary Flames get out to a lead. So yeah, maybe it might go to like the end of the first period, maybe even shorter. We'll have to see. But yeah, as I said, Senators won their first game, Blackhawks won their first game, and the Flames won their first game, and the last game on the opening night of the season was between the San Jose Sharks and the Los Angeles Kings, and the Sharks were able to pull out a victory on that one. So very intense matchups there, and now we move on to the next matchups, which will be the Montreal Canadiens versus the Buffalo Sabres. And the Buffalo Sabres were able to beat these Montreal Canadiens who were playing in this computer versus computer matchups. Yeah, that was a very good one. I was expecting the Canadiens to win, but Buffalo surprised me and actually got a victory. And then we had the Islanders versus the Rangers, another rivalry matchup. And the Rangers were able to win at Madison Square Garden. So yeah, let's start this match versus computer, and we are underway. And then after that, we had Bruins versus Blue Jackets. Two teams to name start with B's. And the Bruins were able to defeat the Columbus Blue Jackets, so Columbus took a loss at their home. And then the Red Wings took on the Lightning, and that one was a good one in Florida. But the Red Wings were able to get the victory there, as Montreal scores less than 2 minutes into this match here in Boston. It'll be Brandon Gallagher unassisted at 1:37. So wow, what a start from Montreal. He just kind of comes in and then just bang right there, beats Tuukka Rask. And some Montreal Canadiens fans, of course, in the original 6 matchup, they're going crazy here as bang. So yeah, I said Red Wings defeated the Lightning, and then the Devils took on the Panthers, and the Panthers were able to get a victory in that one. So yeah, all these matches were pretty good. But then the next matchup, we had the Capitals and the Pittsburgh Penguins, who raised their Stanley Cup champion banner at this one. But the Capitals were able to spoil the party and get a victory. They are going to be a very good team in this season series, and they have a pretty good chance of maybe winning the Stanley Cup. So yeah, that's definitely a team to look out for. Wild versus Blues. So Blues didn't get out to a hot start with their first loss in their first game, because they took a loss, and in this one they lost again to the Minnesota Wild. So but this one was at home, so even worse for the Blues. So yeah, Blues off to a slow start, but that's okay, because I think that they're a pretty good team. And the next one is the Hurricanes versus the Jets, above the border, and the Carolina Hurricanes were able to take that one from the Winnipeg Jets, so that was a good one. And then the Anaheim Ducks versus the Dallas Stars. The Dallas Stars were able to win that match on their home ice. And then, yeah, that's what happened. So now we move on to the next day, which was between the Blackhawks versus the Predators, and the Predators were able to get a win on their home ice, as Brandon Gallagher will get a penalty and send Boston to the power play a few minutes into this match. So yeah, that was definitely a good start. Then we had the Oilers versus the Flames, another rivalry matchup, and the Oilers were able to take a match in Calgary. And that one was, if you watch that live stream, that was a very, very good match. Oh, and then we had the Flyers versus the Kings, the longest shootout that we've had in this season so far. I think it went like 11, 12 rounds, something like that, something crazy like that. But the Kings were able to win it on their home ice at Staples Center and get a victory. So yeah, that was a short day for games, but now the next day there was a lot of games. starting off with the Bruins, who are playing in this match, versus the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs were able to win it on their home ice at Air Canada Centre, so yeah, that was a good match. Then Canadiens versus Senators, two good teams battling it out there, and the Montreal Canadiens were able to get a victory and rebound as they're playing in this game. And then we had the Devils versus the Lightning. So Devils went from Florida to Tampa, just one in Florida, you might as well hit both. And Lightning were able to take that one from the Devils, so yeah. And then we had the Red Wings versus the Panthers, and the Panthers were able to come out with a victory on that one. So yeah, that was a good one. And then we had Ducks versus Penguins, two very good teams, but the Ducks were able to prevail over the Penguins, and the Penguins were struggling out of the gate. And then we had the Islanders versus the Capitals, and the Capitals were able to win it at Verizon Center. And yeah, then the Sharks versus the Blue Jackets, and San Jose went into Columbus with a winning mentality, and it came out with a win in Columbus, as there was a stoppage play right there with 8:28 remaining. And then we had the Jets versus the Wild, and the Wild once again able to get a victory, so good for them. And then we had Rangers versus Blues. That was going to be a good one, because Rangers had, like, I think they did have at least one win. Oh, that was an easy goal for Desharnais. What an easy goal there. So yeah, I think the Rangers went in with a win. Blues did not come in with a win, but the Blues finished off the game with a victory, so they got their first win in this game on their home ice in St. Louis. Then we had Predators versus Blackhawks. I think again this one in Chicago, and the Predators once again able to prevail. Then we had the Stars versus Avalanche. The Avalanche had their first game on home ice at Pepsi Center, but the Stars were able to beat them, maybe because they had a few games under their belt, where the Avalanche still need to take off the rust. And then we have Flyers versus Coyotes. Coyotes' first match, but the Coyotes were able to actually win that one in their first match. They did not have much rust at all, as the Flyers off to a slow start. But then we had the Flames versus the Canucks, another Canadian versus Canadian matchup, and as again, Canucks' first game of the season. Flames, it's not their first game, and they got the victory. So those were definitely some pretty good matchups. Then we had the Ducks versus the Islanders, and the Ducks were able to win that one. Then we had Sabres versus Oilers. Sabres were able to defeat the Edmonton Oilers, and the Carolina Hurricanes were able, and the Carolina Hurricanes versus the Vancouver Canucks, and the Canucks were able to come out with a victory. So yeah, that's all the games we played on a live stream, even though there were not very many. I just wanted to get a quick video out there just to tell you of all the information. And yeah, we're just going to watch this last minute and 20 seconds. Montreal actually crushing it. So at the end of this first period, I'm just going to finish this up, and then I'm just going to like head out and end it right there. So yeah, this was just kind of some gameplay to fix in instead of like nothing on the screen. I decided to put in some gameplay for you guys to watch. I don't think that anybody will score. Nope, that will end the first period. The horn goes off, a very interesting horn here in Boston. And that's where it ends. So yeah.
And let's check out the shots on goal. 6 for the Canadiens and 3 for Boston.
3 for Boston, 6 for the Canadiens. That will end the first period. And that will also wrap up this video of NHL Season Series Episode 0, here recapping all the live streams. If you did enjoy this episode, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time for some more NHL Season Shootout. See you guys then.